Hi, I'm Nelson Ishiyama. I'm the owner of Henry's Fork Lodge, and I've been a fly tyer for over 50 years. And in that time, I've had a chance to meet and watch some really good fly tyers. And so this series of short videos is intended not to show you how to tie a particular pattern of fly, but to show you some sort of foundational techniques that I've learned over the years that'll help you in tying any fly that you want to tie. So there'll be very short videos of about 2 minutes or so, but that will, I think, show you some techniques that will help you in tying whatever fly you choose. Let's talk about thread. Almost all fly tying threads, whether it's fine thread or really fat thread, is twisted. And it's almost always twisted in the same direction. I suppose that has to do with the machinery that makes the thread. And it's twisted in a way so that if you want to make it tighter, you twist to the right, just like the saying that you use, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So it's the same thing with thread. If you're looking down at your bobbin from above, if you twirl it to the right, it's going to twist the thread tighter and tighter and tighter and make it skinnier. On the other hand, if you twist it to the left in the counterclockwise direction, it makes it flat and you can flatten the thread. So the reason that is important is because when you're trying to tie something down, like let's say some deer hair, and you want to really bite into the hair, you want the thread to be tight and small in diameter. So then I would spin the bobbin to the right in the clockwise direction, and then it gets really skinny, and it'll bite into the hair in a way that causes it to really stay attached to the hook. So now, instead of having the thread tightened up, I'll show you why you might want to have it tied loosely. And that is because if you're making the head of a fly and you want to make it smooth and without lumps and bumps, you want the thread to be as flat as possible. So if you gently twist the thread to the left until you can see that the thread is flat, then when you make wraps, they'll be nice and smooth and neat without building up little ridges or bumps. But you should understand that every time you take a turn over the hook, you're putting one twist into the thread. So if you make a lot of turns, you may need to untwist a little bit to compensate for the fact that you've twisted the thread. So now you may be able to see that I put on a very smooth layer of thread. And where that sometimes makes a difference is if you're trying to tie multiple materials on top and on the sides and on the bottom of the fly. If you do it with thread that's not flattened, you'll build up so much bulk that it makes it difficult to do, or it makes it unsightly. So if you flatten the thread whenever you're trying to tie in multiple items, multiple materials, it'll reduce the bulk. So the other really interesting thing, if you're trying to put something onto the hook and you want to hold it in place and you want to tie it in without grasping the part that's going to be tied in, often want to put a nice loose loop over the top and then tighten it. But if you just let the twist of the thread govern where the loop goes, you'll see that that loop of thread wants to go toward the eye, and it doesn't want to tie the material in where you really want it. But if you twist the thread in the counterclockwise direction, watch what happens. That loop now goes toward the rear of the hook. And now you can tie that loose loop right where you want it, right at the base of that feather. And so that's some basic techniques with thread that perhaps aren't that well known, but especially that trick of either tightening it or loosening it makes a big difference.